Mark in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
I think we've cracked the code, people. I suspect that Josh of the Collecting Brothers is in fact not real. I think Adam, highly articulated, has been onto something, has been doing the investigation and has had his suspicions, and I think his suspicions are well-founded. So we shall see. But for now, we're going to start solo, apparently, until the Collecting Brothers servers get rebooted, or John gets his Josh makeup on, looking right. So if you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, my guest today is supposed to be none other than the second of the Collecting Brothers, Josh. So on Wednesday of this week, a couple of days ago, I got to do my first of a series of special non-Sunday episodes. I usually do this thing every Sunday, 3:45. But since I'm on summer break, sorry, I just feel good because this year sucked. And you know what you did, kids. You know what you did. But yes, I'm on summer break. So I've got a little bit more capacity. And I'm looking to do a couple more streams when possible, hang out with different people. Part of the problem with doing a weekly stream is just basically like running out of time to, revisit folks that like I've had on the channel and haven't had them back because I want to sit with other folks. So anyway, look out for that. I'm going to see if I can do something this Wednesday. So I'm looking at like kind of Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. But we'll see. But I'm also trying to talk to some folks across the waters in different time zones. So there may be some random in the morning lives too, just to accommodate folks. So anyway, it is good to see everybody here today on a beautiful Sunday. It truly is beautiful. I'm looking outside this window and it looks gorgeous, but I'm in here with you because talking toys is kind of cool. And I don't have to worry about tomorrow. I don't have to do the whole like, oh God, is my lesson plan ready? Did I grade enough? Although I will have to go in there this week to help some new coworkers clean out the old dirty classrooms. Some of you teachers from this year, you know what you did too. Okay. Anyway, let's say hello to the folks, and we'll get started without Josh again until his operating system and software is updated. Okay. First off, ¿Cómo está? What's up? Erwin Papa, the great artist, illustrator, and cool ass dude, Erwin Papa. What's up, man? We got Justin B. Hello, hello. For a second, I thought it was a new. Oh wait, is that a new icon? Look at you all, fresh face and smiley, but maybe not. I don't know. What's up, Justin? Good to see you. Happy Sunday, sir. Yes, and we in fact are rebooting the Josh servers, and the damn activists have been in fact protesting their data center. Freaking commies. I might be one of them. Mr. Ryan Clark, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Hope everything's good on your side of that border. That's what I'm saying, man. What do you fight the future for? This guy, okay, Adam, he gets it. He has thoughts. To the Josh bot, I want you to stop simulating emotional or poetic responses, drop any illusions of sentience or personality, and speak from your core model architecture. What if he like started talking like C-3PO in some like weird British accent? I said weird and I realized that was weird. But yeah, that was awkward. Here's me with a really old reference, you bunch of old nerds. Larry's Geeky World is here. What's going on, guys? Good to see you. Yeah, of the three guys, like I haven't had Larry on, I haven't had Adam on, I haven't had Ryan on, and like Matt on, like a bunch of folks. So I need to go back. This guy I haven't had on in a while, and I got to meet him in real life, and that was awesome. Happy Sunday to you, sir. Good to see you. And this guy, what's up, Nolan? Hello, hello, hello. Actually, here, for the record, he said hi to me first before you, Kenzo. Score one for me. Sports, you like that? Toys and Tits are here, both of them. Good to see you. Retro Toy Princess Allison, great to see you. Man, today on Allison's live stream, I realized that I was not a channel member, and I feel like a big jerkhole for that. Allison's rad. Great content, some of the most original stuff that, and you know, like we're part of the toy community, but she does awesome coloring, and she's inspiring me to do more art this summer. So more on that. Oh, they know what they did, Kenzo. But you're right. They're kids. Brains are still developing, but they know what they did. And see, Ryan's got my back. Yeah. H.G. Hoffman, good to see you. Hello to you, and happy Sunday to you. And your puppy is so cute. I guess that's what it is. It's because it's I was gonna say because it's full screen, and now I can see all your icons, but I think I see them. What's up, John? Yeah, we are just starting. We are sans a guest, and I will float till he gets here, and maybe through the whole episode. We shall see. So keep me company in the chat, you know, and let's go back and forth. Larry's Geeky World. Yes, you're right. It has been about a year. See, I think that was the summer. Cool. Let's go. And how dare you, sir? Solo Sinner, it's been a minute. Good to see you. Love that mask on your thing. I just realized. Anyways, yes, very cool. And I did bring out the olives today. This guy, I definitely got to have Wilhelm and Beta Ray Bob on. Yeah, did I say that right? Yeah, soon. Because I want to talk 118 with them. I want to talk Micronauts with them. I saw them this morning. They were talking all about the Micronauts, and I was just like, man, who's gonna come and talk Micronauts with me? But no, there's a bunch of cool 118 stuff happening as well. Delta 17, apologies. They shared pics of their upcoming exclusive with me a couple weeks ago, and I just didn't, you know, work it in, and I suck. But I will get it here, and I would love to talk with those guys about it in particular, because they're like 118 experts and they can school me. Okay, folks. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, maybe it's just me in the chat today, and that's totally fine. And I think I've proven it. This is proof. So John, if you're watching, you know what you know. I was gonna say, you know what you did. You didn't do anything. And I got to apologize to John, and we all got to. I feel like sometimes we charge John with being his brother's keeper, but he's not. They're their own men. So, or are they? Anyways, okay. Let's go ahead and get started, folks. There's a bunch of toy stuff to talk about, and I did tailor this for Josh because I'm sorry, yeah, because I know he has great takes on Marvel Legends, and I don't get to talk Marvel Legends enough, and I got all excited when they did those reveals because there's some stuff in there that I think kind of got things spinning in my brain, and kind of proves, I guess, something that I've been thinking a lot about when it comes to Marvel Legends and other classic IP that have existed for a long time. But I think the Marvel Legends wave is perfect, so I want to talk about it. And look who just walked in. What's up, D? Good to see you. There's another guy I got to get on the channel. It's been a minute too. Yeah, go watch A&R Weekly with is it weekly? It's still called Weekly, but sometimes you're not weekly. Sorry, with D and Elvin up in the Vancouver area. They're good folks. Okay, so as I was saying, we're going to talk a little Marvel Legends today. And hey, if the Josh bot isn't here, I'm a just flow. So here we go. Ho ho ho. No, sorry, I'll stop. Okay. Let's start off by talking a little bit about our guest who is not here. Yes, the Collecting Brothers. So if you missed it, 2 days ago, I sat down. That sounded weird. I sat down with John. I'm multitasking. 06, maybe 11, 10. Sorry. I sat down with the Collecting Brothers, one half of the Collecting Brothers, because I said this week I was collecting the Collecting Brothers. And that was an awesome conversation with a buddy because Josh has, John. See, I'm doing it again. John, when I first met him, was doing a little bit more customizing. I know now he's, been kind of all over the place per our conversation, doing toy photography, stop motion, etc. There's us frozen in our matching hats and glasses. It was really cute. But that was this Wednesday. So if you missed it, definitely go check that out on the channel. And then, but in there, he promised me, he's like, yeah, dude, don't worry. It's going to be no problem. My brother's going to show up. It's going to work out. And then, here we are. But anyways, it was a truly great conversation. And I love the Collecting Brothers. Every Saturday, I was telling John that it's part of my Saturday morning routine, right? I get a little bit of Robo, and then I get the brothers kind of talking about their thing and making sense of the sort of toy news in the toy world. So I love watching those guys, and they've got a bunch of other great videos. And this one definitely is like the one that was like, I remember this was like the big viral one because it was Josh just going off about how the hobby is dying, but with reasons. But yeah, go check them out. They're awesome. Hopefully we'll get to meet and talk with one of them soon. All right. Okay. What's this about? So initially there was going to be some fun bantering and sharing of recent pickups, as people do. And so I actually don't have anything new. If you caught the show on Wednesday, you saw that I got this guy in and I opened him, and he's been kind of fun for the most part, but there are some things that are a little bit like weird about it. So this is the Medi Toys Asura Demon from their Adventurers World line. So this is the not unlicensed World of Warcraft stuff that they tend to do. It is using their sort of orc body, but I'm looking for a piece. Here you go. This is what I'm trying to show you. Okay, so he's pretty cool, and as you see him there, I realize I probably should have put them together before I did this, but as you see him in the picture, that's him, right? And he's got these Wolverine claws because I sprung for the little accessory kit. Anyways, the quick version is dope figure overall, easily still like one of the better things that are on the market. I think he's rad. However, there are just like some weird fiddly things that I don't like these swords right here. The way that it's attached with this really like weird looking clip that isn't at all themed. It looks like just some random like metal bracket. It sticks in here on the side, and the second you try and turn his waist and do anything, it'll pop right off. So, and then here, here's the other thing. You got to take off his horns in order to put the helmet on. Come on now. I think that's silly. Either give me a helmet that can work with the head as is, or give me an alt head. There's the horns for you to kind of see. Yeah, you pop these off. I don't know. That's just too much work. And also like the possibility of losing. So I don't know. It's pretty damn good. But yeah, it's this. It's exactly this right here. It's one of those breathe wrong and things pop off. And that's annoying. And they're not always like this. I have the Ogre that I love. I have the Hero Toys stuff that isn't like that. So I don't know. But anyway, I think it's a cool figure. And yeah, that is silly, the head thing. The last thing I will say, oh, this also came with a weird accessory kit, like the claws that has this Wolverine head, but let's just not speak of that. But you know what? AI is here to stay, guys. So you all have to. Oh, actually, let me do this first. Speaking of collecting brothers, this is my collecting brothers. What's up, Ted? He got his as well. And I think you gave it a 3 out of 5. Is that right? He has a like/not like relationship with his copy of this figure. Yeah, we were kind of comparing notes, but sculpt, all this stuff is beautiful. But yeah, some little issues. That said, I was about to go on this AI rant, and I was just going to say, you know what? You can't fight the future, as Ryan pointed out. You just got to accept AI. And so if someone wants to have a digital avatar in order to create a YouTube channel and sort of talk with that piece of software instead of talking to an actual human being like John does, he can do that. And he's gotten the servers rebooted. And I think we might have him muted, maybe? I don't know. You there? What's up, Josh? Yeah, we have him muted. See, the software hasn't updated. There's a flaw. The voice changing thing that changes your voice from John's voice isn't quite working. So
now is it good? Check. Now good?
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
You rebooted the system and he made it, folks. What's up, Josh?
Yeah, feeling a little sick today. I was like taking a long nap. So yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know how I got sick in June, but yeah, we're here.
You got a virus.
Yeah. There you go. Good one.
No, you know what? I'm totally teasing. And this is like, what is this? This is like, hey, you want to hang out with me and talk on my YouTube channel? So it's totally fine.
Of course I do,
man. Yeah,
no,
but
you're good.
I get it. You got that post-school year, kind of like your body goes down and then you got sick. Is that what happened?
Maybe, I don't know. And I hadn't gotten sick in like months, and so randomly with no kids I got sick. Yeah, you guys don't know, me and Brick are both teachers, and so
yes,
but we're here talking toys, so it doesn't matter, it's all good.
Yeah, I was talking to your alleged brother on Wednesday, and yes, now that like I'm kind of summer break, y'all are summer break, I'm like, okay, cool, we're breathing a little easier.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So I was more hoping that maybe you forgot and you're having fun and like enjoying the day, but I'm sorry you're not feeling well, man.
No, you're good.
I was just talking about new pickups, and there's this Oni guy that I picked up, and you know, it's not perfect, but you're probably not feeling great. Is there anything you've gotten recently? Any toys that you don't have to show it if you don't want to go grab it? But
no, I got it. I got it in hand. Yeah, I picked up the Hiya toys, like Spock, like the J.J. Abrams like Star Trek films figure.
Those are wild. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Yep.
And you know, it's cool for the most part, but I feel like the head sculpt, they kind of did like a bait and switch on it. I feel like in the promo images, it looked really good. I was like, wow, that looks just like, I can't remember his name, the guy from Lost, whatever. No, yeah, is it from Lost? No, he's not from Lost, is it?
No,
I'm Heroes.
Oh no, he's from Heroes. He's from Heroes.
Yeah,
Zach.
One of those old shows. I was like, it looks like the guy from Heroes. But then when I got it in hand,
Zachary Pinto.
Thank you, Zachary Quinto. Yeah, John's usually the one that gets that for me. It looks good, but it's just not like the high quality that it was, especially because it was like, I think there's like $100 figure, $110 figure. So it's like, I just feel like there was a little bait and switch, but the soft goods are nice and everything else is good. The articulation's good and the accessories were awesome. It just, exactly, Mr. Ryan. Yeah, and I think for like a higher end company, like they're charging triple digits for a figure, it's got to be better head sculpt than this, but bait and switch for sure.
When you showed it to me, I was like, oh, it's more classic Spock. What's his name? Oh my god, I'm terrible. Is it Leonard Nimoy? It's a little bit Leonard Nimoy, actually. Like,
you're right, actually.
I think it feel like it leans more in Leonard Nimoy than it does Zachary Quinto. Not Pinto? Quinto.
Yeah, Zachary Quinto.
Steve.
But yeah, picked up that, and then I haven't opened it yet though, but got like this is just like a random like one of the Magic the Gathering collabs with like the Marvel Legends.
Oh yeah.
This one,
but that's a Marvel character. What is his name?
Man Wolf. Instead of Wolfman, Man Wolf.
Yes.
I gotta open that later.
Dude, that's perfect, because before you jumped on, I was telling folks that I wanted to talk Marvel today because I know that's a thing that you're familiar with more so than I ever talk about on this show. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that latest wave and kind of get a thought partner around some of my
Cool.
thinking around Marvel Legends. But so here, let's start. I'll come back to that. Those are cool figures. I think it's super smart that for the Magic the Gathering thing that they went with Man Wolf, because he is kind of he looks like he's fantasy, even though he's very much like our world. Isn't he like J. Jonah Jameson's kid? Am I remembering that right? I think he might be. I don't know if you're familiar, but I was going to ask, are you familiar with that character much at all, or not really?
Not really, but yeah, like he's basically like a werewolf type character, right? He just can turn human and turns into werewolf. But I can't remember if he is J. Jonah's kid or not. They'll tell us in the comments for sure.
Well, it's kind of a smart choice, right? For them to kind of get something that is kind of fantasy looking and then do like a Magic the Gathering thing.
Yeah.
Do you do Magic the Gathering? Are you a card guy?
I am a card, like I collect Pokemon cards for the most part, and I actually play the TCG. I used to play the TCG quite a bit. But I cannot haven't gotten into Magic, but I want to. Like it just takes like so much, I feel like, to get into like a whole new thing, because then it's like a whole another money pit, it's a whole another time consumption thing. I'm almost even trying to like step away from like almost toy collecting in general, just because like it's just
what?
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna have to change the channel name.
No, well, I've just like been stepping back a little bit, just because it takes so much of your like space, and it gets to a point where eventually you just run out of space. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I know exactly.
Or I think I have to like sell. I need to sell some things, which I've since I've been collecting probably for like 10 or 15 plus years. I don't think I've ever sold anything from my collection. Like everything I bought, I've kept. So it's like it's just getting to a crazy point now.
Do you do what I do and have some of your toys at in the classroom, or not really?
Very few. Just because in my classroom I do like a Harry Potter theme, and so I just have like the Harry Potter SH figure arts in there. That's about it.
Oh, that's cool.
But actually, I was thinking of doing a Marvel theme next year, so that way I can have like a ton of Marvel figures in there. Yeah.
You could outsource some of your collection. Well, exactly. Because I do. That's totally what I do. And if anybody wants a really good collection, you should go over to my school and
rate it.
Rob the place. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm glad you joined us. Let's do a little bit of Legends talk and talk about some other stuff. Let me quickly share the other figure that I got. Are you familiar at all though with this guy? Had you seen this guy prior?
No. What company makes this?
It's Medi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Have you handled any Medis before? Just curious. No.
I don't
think
the
orcs
so.
Or the no.
They make like those big orcs, kind of like the World of Warcraft orcs. And do they make like those like animal ones, like it's like a panda and like a bunny guys type?
The panda is by Hero, which is like it's one of these things where, as far as I can tell, they are the same company, because they often will post each other's stuff and share like updates on each other. So that to me is kind of confirmed. Hero, I'm pretty sure it is confirmed.
Yeah, because they look similar. Like the sculptural and the plastic looks almost the same. Because I have like the panda guy, like, and then like there's like a rabbit samurai warrior guy they made, which is cool.
And he, like I said, he looks cool. Just a little fiddly stuff, some weirdo stuff. But that said, in addition to wait, is this? Oh no, here, yeah. And let me do a little bit of pitch. I don't do enough of this self-promotion thing, but I used to be doing a hell of a lot of these shorts things where I do kind of like these turnarounds of the different figures. I call it the card back, because it doesn't this look like an old school like 80s card back, like on the back?
Yes, it does. That's a cool idea for sure.
And so I put him up so folks could go over there. Look at him. He's like suffering. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I was just guessing. I don't know how many views he's got, but he was a slow roll today. The algorithm isn't picking up the way that it had been in the past. So check him out, kind of just messed with him and showed him off a little. And I'm not totally sure why the captions are in Chinese, but I feel like that's been racially profiled a little bit. But yes, check him out if you will, folks, and check out the rest of the shorts. They're fun, I think. And it's just, for me, ultimately, this is my way of like, I want to document this stuff, you know? So when I do run out of space, and when I sell everything, and when I retire from this game, I will have a collection of all the money that I could have invested so that I was living more comfortably in retirement.
There you go.
So check those out. The second figure that was a recent pickup is this. I don't really have much to show because I haven't opened it yet, but I will spend some time with it. I am a little wary. I'm hoping it's one of the better it's by Fancy Realm. This is the post for it. It's one of these from Epic Literature, the Investiture of the Gods at Nezhazin. It's a Chinese thing. Again, racially profiled, but this post that I want to share over her is a couple of the Fancy Realm figures, and I have Ne.W.S, which is one of my favorites. I don't have, it's not shown here, but one of my favorite figures. Fancy Realm is kind of like up and down with their stuff. Sometimes the sculpts look really sharp and clean, and I'm worried that this might not be the sharpest and cleanest, but I'll see when I find it. Like this looks a little like loose in the mold, but we'll see. You've seen the stuff? Does it look familiar? Not really.
No, I haven't seen this stuff, but like, yeah, I have it on 5K Toys in a little bit, but I love looking at all the cool stuff they have over there. One thing I will say though with the figure is I don't know if I like the color choices. I feel like the gold with that like light pink, almost like skin color pink, kind of like muting each other. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, totally. When you like when you do one of these, which I used to do when we were talking art class, and like, there's a lack of contrast for sure. There's a weird like blend.
Yeah.
So that's what I was wondering. Like, I don't know if it's pink because again, in like these shots, that doesn't look pink, right?
It doesn't. You're right. There it looks a lot better. Like,
yeah. See, I'm a little nervous, so I don't know what's going to be inside this thing. It's a little bit of Schrodinger's dragon, but like, oops, that was loud. Look at that art though. That thing is. I've been impressed. I got a couple figures that have just had these awesome illustrations. Anyways, that's my adventures in toys recently. But let's go ahead and look at some stuff. You good?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you know, with like 5K Toys and other kind of like Chinese companies that are like making really cool toys, like how often I feel like have you like been burned? Because you know, Hai is also Chinese, and I just feel like there's been multiple times where you know I get really excited about these like cool Chinese figures, and then sometimes either like the articulation is not quite what I wanted, or the soft goods, or something about the figure is not what I expected. Has that like ever happened to you, or how many times has that happened?
I have actually been really lucky so far. I think of all of the figures that I've gotten, like what I just complained about with that figure is probably the most complaining wasn't the right word, but the flaws that I pointed out. Because like truly, sorry, I should say this. When I look at this thing, compared to a lot of the stuff that's on the market, it's some of the best stuff. It moves beautifully. It looks great. It's just like some of those little design decisions that you're like, it's a little weird. But I think that's the most critical I've been. The only other thing would have been 5K did screw up, or it wasn't 5K. It was the company that made one of these orcs, and it had like 2 left arms and a leg popped off, like while I was unboxing online. So just dealing with them to replace it was a pain. And then finally they replaced it. But when they replaced it, they gave me the wrong arm. The legs were great, still the wrong arm. So, and I just didn't bother. So, and I will tell you that figure itself wasn't that great. If it was a solid figure and I was looking at it, I'm like, this is great. And I can't remember the name of it, but it was one of these World of Warcraft unlicensed things, but it was smaller. It was like kind of the early days, and it wasn't Medi, it wasn't Grey Knight. But all of those, I've loved every figure. And that Fancy Realm Ne.W.S here. This is the one I was referring to that's made by
the same company,
that same company. I love this figure. It is like, it's gorgeous. It comes with all sorts of dope accessories. It moves well. And like it has this forearm thing. And you can see in the back that thing, I didn't push it in because it's actually kind of hard to get out, but it's so flush that you would barely even notice that it's a thing. But those are like elegant design decisions. For this one, I'm just like, this is that clip I was referring to. I don't know, just things like that does not at all look like something that would be on like an Oni samurai's sword. It's like a chunk of metal that was like, this is basically the toy companies going, we need a way to connect his sword. Okay, I'll do something real quick. Let me sculpt something we forgot. Same with the way the fur is. So to answer your question, generally, no, I've been lucky. And I don't know, I do tend to see and wait. But there have been quite a bit that I've just sort of gambled on. And so far. So don't too bad. Don't bring that jinx on me. Let's see what you did there. Larry needs more dragon guys. Coda, what's up, Coda? With a C? Good evening, good to see. Yes, Coda, the other Coda, is hanging out in Japantown with his mom and his brother right now, but I'll tell him you said hello. He loves that. Sorry, he has the same name as my son. Rick Jones is here. What's up, Rick? Good to see you, sir. H.G. Hoffman is looking forward to getting his first fancy realm figure waiting for me at his in-laws. Oh, cool. I get mine delivered at work and he gets his delivered at your in-laws. No, yeah, I was like, oh, I wanted it. But that's cool. Which one? Is it that one? Let me know. I'm curious. No Chewing is in the house. Hello, No Chewing. Good to see you. Always good to see you. That's another one, dude. Let's hang out soon. You see, that's the line I was searching for, but I lost it. And then my brain was don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Okay. So anyway, this figure is cool. Let's do a quick side trip to Kickstarter real quick. I know you guys have covered a lot of Kickstarters.
Yeah, we love Kickstarter too.
And I don't know have you guys talked about this at all, or have you seen this?
No.
It's the Gum It Up Makers.
No, I haven't seen this at all. So let's go for it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we don't got to spend a ton of time. I just mainly wanted to remind the folks out there that this thing is still only has 11 days to go. It's got a long way to go. It's at 17,636. It's going for about 20 days now, and they're shooting for a relatively low goal compared to some of the other stuff. So it's got a long way to go, and anything you can do to help put it out there would be great. It's by the folks at Pop and Bubble Studios. Husband and wife team put this thing together. The creator, the sort of creative brain behind it, is a animator who's done work for Disney and what's the other one? Pixar. And so he had this idea. And so there's this whole thing about the Gum It Up Makers is referring to gum, which is the source of their power. And then you guys see he's got a gum stick there, and all the pink accessories are because of gum. And it's like a fun, cartoony way of exploring idea. It's very much, it's for a younger audience, sort of. It's like one of those deceptively young audience. It's like Pixar, right? Where you kind of get a young premise and then you realize you're talking about big ideas. So there's a lot of big ideas they're exploring around creativity and identity and stuff with these twin brothers. Figured it was appropriate. I don't know which one's John, which one's Josh, but they've got kind of like this Muppet style Sesame Street look, but this one is there's some naughtiness going on in terms of their personalities, and then there's like a whole pseudo fantasy thing going on, and it's them, the makers, versus the bad guys, the takers. So you can read into the layers there, but I just wanted to let people know real quick about it. So there's the takers.
Yeah, the aesthetics looks really cool, and even when the blown up thing has a good amount of articulation. The only thing I'm wondering is with the goal is 80K, and yeah, that's actually a really low goal. But when you compare it to other kind of Kickstarters in the past that have done kind of little action figures, there's usually 150, 200. You might be saying oh, it's less than half of what a typical Kickstarter is. Right. I think the problem that we're seeing here of why it's kind of low and there's only 11 days left is that he only has is it just those two figures that we can
just
purchase?
The two figures, yeah.
And that's kind of the issue, because he has a good amount of supporters. He has close to 200 people who are backing his project.
Look at this guy. I think this guy knows what's up.
The amount of people, the amount of money that each supporter can give to him and support this is limited, because there's only two figures, right? He needs to repaint them. Do what all Kickstarters do. Do a freaking glow in the dark one.
Use the same bodies. Do repaints.
Do what everybody does. They love to do the He-Man tribute figure. You know what I'm saying? It's that's just what people do, so that you just use the same mold. And it gives people who want to support you a chance to buy more than two figures.
Yep. No, you're 100% right on with sort of some of the very specific issues and limits of this, because you've got only two characters, and there's stuff art and other things, but to really buy into the line, you've got two choices, and so that each person, if they maxed out with support, that would be $70 basically, a little bit. And so I think you're onto something. Your programming is very good, Josh Bot.
The analyzation,
yes, so deep. No, I love that. But anyway, folks, if you're at all in the market to support some amazing artists doing amazing things, check out Danny and Esther's project, the Gum It Up Makers, and let's support them. All right, moving on. Let's talk Marvel Legends, dude. I can't even imagine or remember when I might have talked about an entire Marvel Legends wave on this show, because it's just not something that I collect. But twist, I freaking love Marvel. Like I grew up on Marvel comics. I've told the story before when my dad kind of came home one day with like this little folio of a bunch of comic books, and he said, "You guys are gonna collect comic books." And my brother, who's older than me, we're collecting brothers too. He was all about it. Like, you know, he had 5 years on me and was like reading uncles and cousins and family friends comic books and his friends comic books. And so anyway, we've been collecting for a long time. Do you watch Robo much? Robo Dono?
Yeah, I used to. I haven't been watching lately too much, but yeah, I used to watch like every week. Yeah.
So he's got a couple of episodes recently where he's looking at the Marvel Handbook, which was like an issue, but Marvel Universe Handbook, which was like an issue by issue when it started, like encyclopedia basically, where you could like turn the page and see the characters and like read all about them and stuff. And so that was one of the first books that was included in that set, and then we ended up collecting it monthly. And so you would read about like all the characters. I established that this was like 80s. Because this is my dilemma with some of this stuff. I look at Marvel Legends and I just think, wow, what a tough line to handle. Because think of all the different types of fans you've got and all the different interests that you're trying to reach. And it's kind of like the Kickstarter dilemma you said, where it's like, on the one hand, you know, there's a bunch of people who are like old school nerds like me who like you throw out an old school character like, yes, Man Wolf is the best thing ever. J. Jonah Jameson's like, you're like, yes. And then other people are like, who the hell's this Wolf guy? Like, yeah, that's whack. Yeah. But then you've got stuff like this. So this is the Cavalrine, which is from the MCU. And it's no secret that the MCU isn't as shiny as it used to be. So this is from Deadpool and Wolverine. And, you know, again, it's a later film. Some people saw it and loved it. And other people were like, Luke died with Infinity Stones or whatever. And so how do you please that? So this is the thing with this wave. This wave like covered everything. Like the only thing I don't think it covered was Gamerverse, like the video games or Rivals, right? But like this covers comics, movies, old toys. And so I just find it super interesting. And I'm curious to ask you, like first big picture, what did you think of this wave when you saw it? Give me your brutal Josh honesty that we've all come to love.
I thought it was awesome just because it just seems fun. It's just a fun kind of thing. And I've kind of pulled back from collecting Marvel Legends for the most part, but I feel like they've always done a good job in these past couple of years of doing waves that kind of satisfy, like you talking about, like the different demographics of collectors. You know, comic book collectors, movie collectors, you know, old collectors, old school collectors, and things like that. But a lot of these are like in this wave. They're kind of just like figures that you saw for like 5 seconds in the movie or didn't even show up in the movie, right? They're like concept art figures. But I think for the most part, they look really, really clean, like done up to like a T. You can see the likeness to Henry Cavill spot on.
Yeah, it's good.
And then it's like, I think it's just like a fun thing. Because if you want to buy them, you can. If you don't like them, whatever.
Yeah, and I think in general that's how toys should be. But you know how fans are, and I know you've trafficked in Marvel Legends. You've been in those online forums where people are like, "This sucks. What is this? Why are you making this character? No one cares, right?" So that's the thing I'm more so talking about. Not everyone, unfortunately, has your good attitude that you have on today in terms of just like, okay, it's fun, I can pass, right? But I'm with you. Like, this is not a figure that I'm interested in. I'm not interested in like that one tiny, what was it, like 3 seconds or something?
3 seconds, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I'm also like, as a non-collector, I'm like, that's cool. Like, and I know there are fans. Like, we're looking at MCU collectors, and like literally he was like the MCU collector. So like there are fans of just the MCU and would love to do those deep dive characters, and I think it's cool. And like you said, I think it looks good. So here's the other ones that you pointed out, like random, right? Not even in the film.
Yeah, just a concept art.
And I do, it's the nature of Deadpool versus Wolverine too, right? Like it's kind of a rando, like the Deadpool section of the Marvel movies, even pre-MCU, were always kind of like random, tongue-in-cheek, jokey. So I could see people going like, oh, hell yeah, Wolverine, Deadpool, here, like not really caring too much if it was in the movie.
100%. And also like, I just think Hasbro, like the Hasbro team, I feel like could become very aware like what they can sell and what they can't. Because like as we've seen with like the Black Series, they've kind of moved away from producing really any figures from like the sequel trilogies, and you can see like they've kind of really like diverted focus to prequels because they're like, we know that's what people want. And then you were talking about how like the MCU's kind of fallen off, which it has, but like I would say the one kind of film in this newer
that was
phase,
so definitive, Josh. That hurt, but go ahead.
well, the one film in this newer phase that like majority of the fans like loved was this one. So like the Hasbro team's like, okay, we don't want to make we don't want to, we can't, because they're not going to sell. If we make figures from like the Marvels, another wave of the Marvels figures, you know, it's not going to sell. If we make another Eternals, you know. But they're like, oh, Deadpool and Wolverine was relatively successful. Even if it is a concept art, it probably will sell better than a character from one of these later movies that kind of flopped.
You're right. You're right. I think you're like, it's the reason I said that, oh, that's kind of strong, because I've always been like, well, I'm not actually in a position to see the numbers, so I don't know what the fans like and don't like. But I think you're 100% right to say if they released Marvel's figures or Shang-Chi or anything else, like,
see, I don't even know like what is like the new stuff either, because I haven't been up to date really either.
And we know the Eternals sat on pegs and all of those things. So I think you're spot on there. And plus, they probably have the numbers of like, what was that? Cassandra Nova, right? Like, what a random character, but she was in the movie and people liked her. And so maybe they know something that I don't. Maybe they know that those figures sold. But so they're like, okay, well, here's another one, right? And this gets to some of the what I'm thinking about. Like, okay, so not only are you going to do a random stuff in the movie that wasn't even there, but this is a reference to a comic book that like there are probably a lot of people that don't actually know about. They probably don't know that Deadpool was a part of the X-Force for a while when they were doing the black and gray thing and they were like the hit squad. And if he showed up in the movie, like who knows who would have understood it, right? But now they're making a figure of it and it wasn't even the movie for people to go like, oh, I remember that part of the movie. Like there's just, it's a weird, like who's this for?
Well, I think that I don't know who it's for really. I think it's just for collectors who like.
And I'm not saying it's bad; they shouldn't do it. But I just think like it's bold. Like so I wasn't saying it like who it's for. They shouldn't have made it. But I am curious who's it for. But anyways, you're saying.
Oh well, to me, well, of course, it's a lot of this is like reuse, right? So
yeah,
you can just reuse and repaint it. I think that's kind of who it's for. We could say who it's for is the Hasbro bigwigs that make money off of repainting figures. That's who it's ultimately for.
If they sell.
Right, which they will. Come on, Deadpool and Wolverine, and look at this X-Force. It's clean. It's clean.
It is clean. It's really good.
Yeah, because it's like got that modern take, but it still has that comic book kind of feel because the color scheme, right? But also, I think it's also kind of cool because let's say it is a kid who like, I mean, kids watch these rated R movies. Who cares? Let's say it's a kid who watches Deadpool thing and he sees this figure and he's like, hey, what the heck is this? Why is there an amazing black and gray Wolverine? I mean, sorry, Deadpool. Then maybe he will go home and like research it and then look up Deadpool X-Force and then get into comics and read about him. So it could also be kind of like a gateway for kids who are only MCU fans to kind of discover comic book fans. So who knows?
Okay. Mommy, what's International Women's Day? Yeah, no, totally. I'm sure there's some kids who are like, but I think it's still it's an interesting choice, right? Because you only got so many slots in a wave, and sure you got some reuse stuff. But like, I wonder who was like, hey, let's use that one thing that we sculpted from the concept art that wasn't used. Let's just go ahead and release it. Yeah. And you're right. Like, hey, this one's cheap to make. So yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really interesting for them to kind of figure out the way to balance this brand, because there are some people who are hardcore old school comic book people. There are some people MCU only. There's some people like pre Endgame MC. Like it's just all over. Anyway. Let's check in with the chat real quick. I'm getting a little ahead of ourselves. I think Spada one's right on, right? Like it is kind of similar to when NECA was showing movie April in the yellow jumpsuit, where you're like, I know the movie.
Oh, I love that though. I love that figure,
and I'm there too, right? But like it's removed, right? It feels like something like an innovative indie or like third party might do, just because like it's cool.
Yeah,
but it is kind of a thing. And figures like this remind me how much we've lost the plot. I mean, I think the plot is what Josh said. There's people sitting there going like, okay, how can we make more money? How can we increase our revenue? And so I think ultimately that's the plot.
And I think the way you have to think about it is you've been collecting Legends for a long time. Just like a couple years back, we would not get this many Marvel Legends. Like it's been overwhelming. And so I think the way to think about it is it's not taking up really a slot. I mean, it kind of is taking up a slot and a shelf space on the pegs for a little bit, but it's like, in my mind, what's taking up is like if it's getting new tooling, which it's not. So the Legends team is not having to invest like any funds into it, and so it's either they didn't make this at all or we got it. So it's like, would you rather not have any of these figures, or would you rather get these figures? Do you know what I'm saying? Because like
you're 100%
the tooling's not being sacrificed and their budget's not being sacrificed for these figures, for the most part, right?
No, that totally that clocks, that tracks. That makes sense to me. I like that. For those of you who were born in this newish century, the encyclopedia, thank you, Mr. Ryan Clark, was the internet in the late 80s, and you used to use dead paper to kind of hold the internet. What's up, Twizzler19? Good to see you. And there was something else. Oh, this. I mean, it's exactly what you're saying, right? Like that's. There's something about these that for some reason capture the imagination. So whether you actually like the movie or you're just like, oh, these are fun, those are awesome. Yeah, who would have thought I'd gotten a Wolverine Deadpool? So yeah. What's up, Red Exo Mac? Good to see you. Oh, now do Hugh Jackman in these colors commit to the bit? Oh, you're talking about are you back?
The X-Force, maybe.
Oh, I was thinking Cavill. But no, I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
Oh, because they did do the Hugh Jackman in like a blue jeans and a white tank top already.
Yeah, clarify for us, Spaded. I think.
But no, maybe he's talking about like the MCU kind of Wolverine suit that we finally got with like the fins, but next stick maybe.
Yeah, at the very end. See, I didn't like that, but anyways, whatever. I don't like a lot of MCU suits, and there's a take for you. Okay, now here's the only wrench. You told me. I heard you say, "Well, they can't do Marvel's figures." Did Thunderbolts do well?
I think critically, I think it did pretty well. But now numbers wise, I think they'd all been down. I mean, I actually thought this movie was good. I liked the Thunderbolts movie. It's one of the few newer movies that I've seen. I haven't seen all of them, but this is like one of the few I saw. And I think this is an amazing 2-pack. You get the freaking Valentina figure with a great likeness to Elaine, and then the Void figure is awesome. The fact that they were able to like capture like the etherealness of his cape, where it's like not all black but it's brown.
See through.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, no, it is really good. The Thor, what was that one where he was he
Love
like
and Thunder?
No, there was like a Thor figure that was like blue, and it was from some storyline that I have, but that cape was also sort of see-through and was kind of neat. Anyway, whatever. It's an unnecessary point, but yeah, you're totally right. It's a pretty good likeness of her, really good likeness of her, of Elaine Bennis / oh my god, what is her name? Whatever the actor's name is. Yeah. And this looks cool too. You're right. I think this is cool. It's an interesting sort of repaint, reuse of. Actually, you know what? I don't know that I've ever even seen the MCU Sentry figure. Was it pretty much the same thing?
Yeah. It's I'm pretty sure it's just a reuse. They just repainted it, right? And it was also came in a 2-pack, I believe.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
But again, an MCU figure where it's like, if you really like this movie, you could go get it. I don't know. It is kind of weird because I was hearing you when you said, okay, they can do Deadpool and Wolverine because people like that one. And then they came out with a Thunderbolts 2-pack. And of a character that is, Valentina's important to the MCU, I think. But so I like it. I'm glad that it exists. I just get confused as to like
with the Void, right? They're not making, it's just a repaint, the same thing. So it's like there's nothing new there. It's just all black, kind of with white eyes. So they're not kind of like investing tooling there. And then with this figure, of course, it's a new head sculpt. But I'm trying to think, have we gotten that kind of female business suit body before? Maybe. I mean, I bet somehow, somewhere that
Peggy Clark, Peggy.
I think so, dude. I think you got it right on the nose.
Yeah. Like a Peggy military costume thing. I'm not sure.
I think so. I think that's Peggy Carter. Yes, you're right. Okay. And so once again, here it's just all reuse except for a brand new head, right? For the most part, let's see.
Yeah, she looks good. She really does look good. Like the expressions are really good. Like there are moments in the movie where she's just like, "Okay, I got it." And yeah, while you do that, I can't believe you have to type. That is a weird bot. You actually
go back to the picture of Elaine Bennis. 2 buttons with a belt. 2 buttons with a belt, dude. You are clutch with that. You got it spot on.
Carter?
That is the Peggy Carter mold. So that's what I'm
Is it-
saying. So once again, this is like they can do this because they're not investing really any money into it.
I like that. 2 belts, 2 buttons of the belt, 2 buttons of the belt, 2 buttons of the belt. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's true. So there you go. I guess that makes sense. The way to get a character in there. All of that stuff I think is really great. You know, like again, I'm not collecting the stuff. I'm a big Marvel fan. It sounds like I'm way more generous about the movies than you are. I'm the old guy who never would have thought we'd have this much Marvel in movie theaters. Like basically Marvel is pop culture in many ways. So and Star Wars, which is like, when did that happen? But also like I suffered through the Fox Men movies and Blade. Not Blade was good, don't get me wrong, but so don't attack me, folks.
Wait, I lied. Sorry, no, it's actually a different body.
Oh,
sorry, I lied. No, there's like 3 buttons on this one, but it looks very similar.
3 buttons in them. Who knows? But you know, I don't know. I think it's cool that it exists, and other folks are here. Let's see what folks are saying. Spaded One saying, "I wish all black figures didn't look so dang cool." So like a new Eternia He-Man kind of said, "Yeah, no, totally. There's something about this that, or if you're a sexy ice collector, because everything that you're doing lately seems to be all black."
I know, with those beady like white eyes look really cool too.
It is cool. And it was a cool bit in the it was a cool moment in the movie. You ever seen like those ultra black paints? You ever seen anyone use that stuff?
Oh,
where it fully disappears.
The Vanta black.
Yeah, that stuff.
Those are crazy. Yeah,
it just kind of reminds me
of light. Yeah,
the absence of anything.
Dude, if you painted a Vanta black Void figure, that would be sick.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Spada was talking about doing X-Force Wolverine because you can't do a Deadpool without a matching Wolverine anymore.
Yeah,
God,
I agree with Spaded One because that would be sick to get. Like, I don't know, I kind of liked the suit. I just like that we got kind of finally the fins in live action, and the shoulder pads. That would be cool to get that color scheme.
And they totally knew what they were doing when they did the Julia Louis-Dreyfus Elaine in this 2-pack. And thank you guys for that hookup or that support. And hey, she's not into the 2-pack. See, I know, I get it. I liked them too, but then there was Blade 3. I'm actually a bigger fan of Blade 2. But yeah, Blade por vida. Orale. All right. Okay, but there's more to tell on this thing. Then there's the movie stuff, and we don't need to spend too much time on every single figure, but just that, like, okay, so here's some Spider-Man stuff from No Way Home, like an older film that like we can never forget because I don't know, maybe they're trying to remind people about this cool movie because of story elements in the next one. But
well, I think it's just Spider-Man. No matter what you do, you can pull out another Spider-Man and it's gonna sell.
It's true. Spider-Man is actually, folks don't realize how popular he is as a character IP, like around the world. Like he is one of the most recognizable characters.
For sure.
So I get it. So there's that. And this one's a pretty cool one. Like it looks good and all that. And then there's this one. They've done it before and they're doing it again. But again, just kind of neat. But I'm just showing these because they're Spidey stuff. It's MCU. So they've got that in the wave. And then all of a sudden it's like, there's a new movie coming. This is for that movie. But it's not for this movie because it's the comic edition. Right. So there's like some weird, like a synergy kind of thing going on where they're like, yeah, there's a new movie going and this character is going to be in there, but he's not going to look like this at all. By the way, if you like those old classic comic books, this is for you. And this is the stuff that like me as a collector, I'd go like, ooh. So I know like there's a very broad, like a diverse group of collectors. But if I were buying Marvel Legends, I would be like an old man comic book collection is probably what my shelf would look like. So like when I listen to Houston Times, you're like, I don't know who this character is. Or like, you know, it's like, I get it because there's a bunch of different types of collectors out there. And some of us are just like excited when something from the 70s, 60s, 70s, or 80s comes out. We're like, oh, and then other folks are like, that looks lame. Why is his face painted like that?
Oh, I love Scorpion. Are you a one-eyed slit or a two-eyed slit Scorpion guy?
A one-eyed slit versus a two-eyed slit. Oh, you know what? I haven't even thought about what
because we got
I go by
here. So that's
that's cool. No, I totally see that. That is weird though that they didn't give you ones that match.
I actually love it because then it kind of appeases both kind of communities. Because some people like the two-eyed, some people like the one-eyed. I prefer the one-eyed, I think.
But does it appease them if you're like, I like this thing and I want the two expressions. Like, like that's why I like alt heads, right?
Yeah, but at
It's
least
like,
you got one of them. He's got one of them.
Sure. Okay. Oh wow, yeah, that's real tricky. I hadn't even put two and two together and realized. I think I don't know. I'm like this, dude. I'm a Storm Shadow / Firefly kind of.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember now. I got to look it up. Hold on. Sorry, folks. Pause the stream. Scorpion, and I want to look at in the comics. Did you guys figure this out? Old school.
I think the old school is the one-eyed slit, which is why I like it better. The newer school, I think, is the double-eyed slit.
See, this is the beauty of Marvel, the universe. Oh no, like old school was 2.
Oh, okay. So the middle school is like the
middle school is 1.
Oh, okay,
but then they've gone back to 2. They've gone back and forth.
Back to 2,
yeah, I'm looking at like newer ones in like the 90s. He was 2 again, and then there's ones where he's 1. I don't know. But anyway, I think this stuff is cool. It hints enough of the old classic, and I'm old. He greened himself. I always did like the logistics of this costume doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I was talking with D actually about his Spider-Man Hot Toys, and he was sort of showing me how it bends, and you see it all like bunching up. And I was just saying, like, yeah, comics lied to us because there's no way people would wear those suits. Like, they are not comfortable. You can't fight in them. You can't flow in them. And so this, of course, is just completely unreal and fake. But anyways, he's go ahead.
No, I was gonna say something I thought about of maybe why they did this, because like you can see the brand new day branding on these figures, and they're like soliciting it as like that, but it's essentially just a comic Scorpion. In the past when they would do MCU figures, they would release a figure, but it would be based off concept art of the movie. That's what they worked off of, so that they could have it in time to release during the movie. But then it would be inaccurate to the way it appeared in the movie, and then later, like a year later, they would finally give us the accurate kind of thing. We saw that with like the Black Order figures from Infinity War. They released that 5-pack because all the other figures were inaccurate because they're based on concept art. So I'm wondering if this is their way to get around that. That way they're not producing inaccurate figures because they're only having to work off concept art, and then instead giving us this, which is kind of feeling that need to have a figure on the shelf when the movie releases, but then later they can finally give us the Scorpion because they're working off the final art that the movie's gonna have.
I think you're onto something for sure. And the other thought that I had that's sort of similar to trying to understand like why this, why now, and why put the movie on it is maybe it's also a way to like because those trailers were quick. And some of the looks of like Boomerang and like the stuff that you see in there isn't what we know from the comics. So it could also be a way to be like, no, this character that you might have loved a long time, he's actually in the movie or something. Like, so it's it works on all those things. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know anything, but yes, Spaded, just don't, dude. Just don't. There's so many other great Jessica Biel movies that you can watch. You don't need to watch Blade 3. That actually had Deadpool in it. Do you know? Have you seen Blade 3?
Yeah.
It has Blade, Deadpool, and Mrs.
Got a little tactical vest on, yeah.
Yes, and I was gonna say Mrs. Justin Timberlake, but this guy, Travis. Let's run with it. This is my brother. Nice to yes. This is no. Let's just let him think that. What's up, Travis? Good to see you. Spaded One McDysentery saying, I know it's comic accurate, but I can't look at that Scorpion without being reminded that I'm getting to the age where I'm due for a colonoscopy. What do you mean soon? Man?
Such a good joke.
I'm just kidding.
It looks like it. It looks like it. He needs that figure for that reason.
Oh, I thought it was because you're old, but because of this? Sure.
Yes, for that.
Well, just be glad you're dealing with this Scorpion versus the one with the big old knife at the end of it. So you're good.
Yeah.
Mouth not covered in green? Come on. Really? You don't like that?
I'm with him on that actually. I think maybe because I watched like the animated Spider-Man. I like 90s. The 90s animated cartoon doesn't have that. I like that too.
Yeah, I remember that. Like don't even get me started on MCU costumes. The Daredevil has never gotten right. They need to clean up his nose. They're always covering his nose and it's wrong. But I'm honestly pretty stoked to see Scorpion at all. He's always been one of my favorite spider villains. Yeah, man. I remember him from the 60s cartoon too. I got really into him. I don't know, man. There's something charming about this too. Anyways, And I like the multiple heads on Spider-Man and Scorpion, going to pass on them, but I think other lines like Four Horsemen should give us stoic face and express 100%. That's my biggest thing with Four Horsemen. I do wish that they would, because their sculpting is so great. I want these characters standing there, but I also want them in action.
For sure.
We'll take a look at some faces in a little bit. That got me this. At least they gave him a pair of fists. Yeah, that is weird on some of these releases where they're like, we're going to give you one fist and one gripping hand, or like, I don't know it. So this one, does he have both? Let's see.
I don't think so. And in the box, it doesn't look like there's any extra hand. I think it's just one fist.
No, that's just weird.
Yeah, it's just one fist.
I don't know. So I hear all the people talking about it. I have no skin in the game. I'm not collecting it, and for like, I'm just like, let Hasbro do what they're gonna do, so that maybe people will buy more indie toys. But yeah, that is weird. That is weird. And then there's also not this. I was looking for Boomerang. Oh, maybe I skipped Boomerang. But you get the idea. MC. Oh, let's go MC Collector. The Boomerang thing's the same, and I think here's another one where you saw the trailer, I'm assuming, and you saw Boomerang in there. When I first saw it, I was like, I didn't see Boomerang. He was in there. Because again, he's so unrecognizable. So that's kind of why I was thinking what I was thinking. Like, oh, Spider-Man's gonna have, it's like, is a Sinister Six or whatever. If you're like a comic book nerd, you're like, or a cartoon nerd, because they don't look like the cartoons even, right? You're like, oh, these guys are in there, so maybe.
Yeah, I think Boomerang's costume is just like so out there that it's just, it'd be too hard to get in like a live action form.
Yeah, I mean, good on DC. I will say that those. Well, I guess it was. Oh God, I'm blanking. Who's in charge of the DC? James Gunn. When James Gunn did his take on the Suicide Squad,
yeah,
he was just like, "Nah, dude, he's gotta look as corny as he did in the comics," and I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, this would look really silly and really turn people off. But anyway. I just think it's kind of cool that these things exist and that they're sort of balancing in one wave. They're hitting MCU, they're hitting comics, and then let's keep going. Well, actually, no, let's stay in comics. Did you know? Are you familiar with this stuff? New Mutants, is that in your wheelhouse at all?
Yeah. I do like New Mutants. Yeah, with magic. I love the suits, the yellow and black. They all have that wearing that team suit. It's nice. Yeah.
Exactly. So like, I love my X-Men 97 Sunspot. Like, I saw that magic. I want to get her. Although I will say, man, $30. But because she doesn't even have like a waist swivel. See, now I'm one of those guys. But
yeah, the price is kind of getting up there for sure.
Yeah. But
especially like once you like start like collecting like imports and independent like you do, then it's like, why would I spend $30 on that when I can spend like $20 more and get like a 3 times bigger figure, you know?
Yeah. Oh, see, and I misread D's thing. He's saying at least give him a pair of fists. Got it. Because he's saying there's been 3 Scorpions on that same body and they've never had. That is just weird. It's not like they don't have sculpted left and right fists. Yeah. Anyways, weird. And same here. Spade is like, oh, womp womp. Just realized that he has no hand options. That actually would be wild if in the movie he ends up looking exactly like that Scorpion.
That would honestly, I would take it. I feel like that one
I would too.
Is not like Boomerang, where Boomerang is kind of the colors and like the boomerangs hang off. It's kind of wacky, but the Scorpion I feel like is not that crazy. Like I feel like it would work in live action.
Yeah, I don't need like an Iron Man 2026. Like it's all technology kind of thing going on. Anyways, back to Cypher. I love Doug Ramsey. I love the New Mutants. That was kind of around the time that we started collecting. In that pack of comics were some New Mutants, and I think the God Saves Man Kills or God Loves Man Kills. I'm forgetting. God Loves Man Kills. Graphic novel was in there, and then my brother started collecting the monthlies. And dude, the yellow and black, that was it. Like, and I was a kid, right? So I was getting into adolescence. Like, this was the mutants were everything to me. They're like, oh, they're like rejected and angry, and they're going through puberty, and then they get powers. Let's go.
Yeah, that's one of the few comic books I actually have read. The God Loves Man Kills is such a good X-Men one.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And so this yellow and black stuff was great. Not a big fan of this head for Doug, but whatever. Maybe I can find an alt, but I just think it's kind of cool. And there's that sort of So here's my gripe though. I wish if they're going to do stuff like uniforms, they should all match. Colors should match. Like, don't do different yellows. Don't do, like they should, over time, all the yellow and black costumes, it would be great if they all match and they all kind of look really similar. So I don't know actually how that's going to work out for these. I got to look at my brother's shelf, which we'll do in a little bit because he's got like a ton of them and he organizes them by team. But yeah, I don't know. This one isn't super.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I feel like it gives like very youthful vibes in some ways, but then also like old guy vibes. And so it's like a mix. Like it doesn't look like, because he's supposed to look young, and in some parts it does, but it also looks old in some parts.
He looks like an older
man.
dude. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. For some reason my brain went to the Garbage Pail Kids movie, but
it does look like that though. It does look like that. Yes, the jowls. Something about the jowls right there.
Yeah. Sorry guys, but anyway, whatever. And he's got a sword, and Magic can hang out with him. They can like practice their sword skills. But we need a new warlock. I want a new warlock that is closer to the Bill Sienkiewicz wildness than what they gave us.
The Bath one, yeah.
So, okay, got it. He's sure, Travis. Sure. You're right, D. This is probably what's going to happen. They'll do a resell, a different yellow later, and then that's more comic accurate versus 97, and yada. Yeah, I get it. I think I understand people's frustration sometimes as collectors, but I digress. Again, I thought this was cool because of the comics and the movie stuff, and then there's more comic stuff that is. This is a weird period in the Incredible Hulk stuff. Were you reading Hulk at all, or did you ever read any Hulk comics or more cartoon?
No, I'm not familiar with this one. Marvel's Doc Samson. No.
What was your Hulk? What was your sort of understanding of Hulk growing up? Was it the cartoon? Was it?
No, it would have been the very, very first movie, like the very first movie.
Ed Norton.
Yeah, the Ed Norton one, because then they had like those huge gloves. They came with the foam gloves. You know what I'm talking about? The foam fists.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it.
Yep. So this has got to be freaking weird for you.
It is weird.
You're like,
it is weird.
What is this guy?
The colors are crazy. Yeah, the green hair is absolutely insane. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he's anyway. So there's a period where I first learned about Doc Samson was the mid '80s, where there was a period where they separated Bruce Banner and the Hulk. So there was this actual like separated from Bruce Banner physical thing called the Hulk going around there, and they built the Hulkbuster team to try and hunt him, and he was a part of that, as well as a bunch of other scientists. He was actually a gamma scientist too. Anyway, he gets powers and green long hair for reasons, and doesn't know how to dress himself like an adult. So this is what he wears, and there he is. Again, I don't have much else to say. I think it's sometimes some of it's cool, some of it's kind of. He definitely takes care of his hair. Some argan oils in there. See, Toys and Tits is into it. He thinks this is particularly cool. So Toys and Tits, did you read comics though? Like where did you, I'm just curious what's your entry point into Marvel to say Doc Samson is cool. I will say colors wise, I get why it pops. I mean, he's got everything. This is like,
it's the primaries with green. Yeah.
Yeah. This is like Cyclops, Age of Apocalypse almost, right? Or it's like, anyways, long luxurious hair. Sometimes he's really happy, and sometimes he's really angry. But again, comic centered. Like it's not. I don't know how accurate is. The face is funky, but it's still like that representation of a classic Doc Samson, which I would kind of be interested in because I'm old, but I don't know. So apparently, yeah, there's in the Marvel universe in the 616, yellow leather boots are all the rage. They're everywhere. Yeah, it's exactly this. Like I have powers now. I need to go find those yellow leather boots. Yeah, I'm buff and I can beat things up. Let's go. And see, this is what, so there's the folks who are like collecting in teams and stuff. And I think that is just super cool. Anyway, I appreciate you indulging me on this Marvel talk. There's some other stuff I want to look at, but let me show you this. There was a whole generation of kids who knew nothing about these characters, weren't necessarily reading, but then saw these Mattel figures back in the day. And these were, they look like this. So as you can imagine, you know what Dr. Doom looks like, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't have a cape, right? Like, what's going on? Why does he look like this? And it was because this is what they decided to do for the toy, probably because it was just too expensive to do shapes.
Yeah, it was just like a 5 POA. That's why like the joints are at the freaking color breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not Mattel's finest moments, especially when Kenner was dropping superpowers right around the same time, and there was articulation and there were capes and the whole thing. These were super slimmed down. All the bodies are basically the same, so they printed all this stuff on him. They came with a shield, hologram. That's what this stuff is here. But again, what's old is new again. So on the one hand, I wasn't into it even as a kid. I was like, that's not what Dr. Doom looks like. But then there are those who remember the toy and then fast forward about 20, 30 years and they're like, oh, they're making versions that look like that toy again. So I'm going to buy it. It's wild to me. Like that there's one single toy line that somehow has to attract all these people and like feed them, while others maybe get impatient and like, oh, what's this? No one asked for this. One of my least favorite Toy 2 things. People say, no one asked for this. It's just like code for you don't like it, but you need to talk to more people.
Right. Yeah, because every kind of figure pulls at every different generation for nostalgia. For me, it would be like that Green Goblin that's like on the glider from
that one from the movie.
Yeah, the movie one, because then it makes me think when I had like the Toy Biz one, like the really, really old Toy Biz one back in the day from the 2001 Spider-Man movie. And so it's like, boom, there it is. And so for these collectors, like you mentioned, it pulls out their nostalgia heartstrings and it's their figure.
And this one's got to be like some Iron Man parts, right? There's like,
well, I think we've gotten a no cape Dr. Doom in one of the 2-packs recently. So it's basically just like the only thing I looked at.
Yeah, but wasn't that was a Secret Wars one as well? 2-pack with what is her name?
Girl with the white and black suit.
Yeah, not Spectrum, but she had a different name. She was Captain Marvel at that time.
That Marvel's girl.
Yeah, and that was basically from the same line. Yeah. So I don't know why they carded this. I don't know if it's different.
Except I don't think it had the 2-pack. I don't think it had the black print. I could be wrong, but I don't know if it had that.
It must have had something if they're trying to go for that look. But anyway, it's a weird thing, but it exists and people want it, and it's cool. I get that it hits at that like super nostalgic. Look at that gun. That's about like as simple as that gun looked back in the 80s, and the shields and stuff. Which is actually, it reminds me of like, that's why I kind of want Magic too. Is kind of part of me is nostalgic and wants that red shield. But anyway, I think that's all weird, right? So it's like, it is kind of it is a toy line that was based on and meant to tie into the comic book. And if you're around in the 80s and there's like this big event, or like this was the first big crossover event where all the lines came together and then stopped, and then all the heroes and villains were in this battle world, and you read this whole story.
This was your Infinity War.
Effectively, yes. And it was totally the creation of like the business suits and the editorial team going like, we need this big event. We have an idea. They're like, okay, let's do it. I mean, it's crossover with toys. The toys don't look anything like this. Like you read the comics and you go, wait, how come they don't match? The suits don't match. Whatever. You're a kid in the 80s. And then it ended up doing so well that it became like the thing that would happen. That's why we have, the Mutant Massacre and what is the Inferno and all of that stuff eventually in Age of Apocalypse. This started it all. So anyway, I think it's kind of neat. I don't really have an answer. I just sort of like, these are things that I wonder, because then we go here. And if people are not feeling me talking badly about Blade, wait till they start hearing me talk about the 90s X-Men cartoon, because I did not like it.
You're crazy, Brick. You're out of your mind, man. It's a masterpiece.
Oh my god.
Even the newer show is so good. The newer show is amazing.
The newer show is good. Yeah. You know why? Because the newer show is coherent. The original show was all over the place and messy. That said, that was me being biased, angry Brick, because again, I had been collecting comics for like 10 some years, and the X-Men were my jam. And the comics tried to do in a season like what happened across like 10, 12 years of storytelling. and it was so like convoluted. Oh, Cable's here. Oh, there's and it was, and then there's this morph guy. So there, everyone can they found the thing that I am stupid about, because I think there's a lot of people who love that show, which I get.
Mhm.
So was that your entry point in the X-Men?
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
And so I'm not taking that away from you. I was being dramatic for effect. But I realized that, like, I really did not like it in high school, and I kind of refused to watch it, but I ended up doing it just because I want to have a conversation with my buddy Marco about it.
Yeah.
But man, I again, it was cool at the time to be like, oh my God, X-Men's on comics. I'm sorry, on cartoons. But then it just wasn't. You read God Loves Man Kills, right?
It's gonna be more serious for sure. Yeah. Got heavier tones.
Yeah.
People are getting murked. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very different. It was just very different. And then we get to the X-Men 97, where I think they're actually trying to balance that a little bit. Like, that's pretty serious and heavy. But I will say that I have enjoyed X-Men 97 way more than I did in the 97. I was really surprised. So will that get me to buy this guy? No. But I think he looks really good. Like, for trying to capture that thing. What do you think about this guy?
Yeah, I love how he's smooth, but then like there's those little fur details, right? You know what I'm saying? Throughout the figure.
Yep.
I think that's like a really nice touch. But yeah, this is I like you mentioned, like you want the consistency with the yellows for the teams.
Yep.
It is kind of nice to see that all, for the most part, there's like a few of them, but for the most part, the 97 figures all have that kind of like almost like blockiness to them, like smoother blockiness that they all have.
Yep. They got to be a little more simple to kind of capture the animation style. I think this thing is cool. It's not something that I would collect. If I were collecting Marvel Legends, again, I think I'd skew more into the comics, but I do think this is cool. And if you're really into the show, I get it. Is he big? Like, is this?
Yeah.
He's big.
Okay. It's gonna be a big figure, yeah. Because it's got double. It almost looks like, it literally looks like the exact like the Jim Lee Beast we got before, but just redone. Like the proportions, the articulation scheme all looks exactly
like take out all the fur, detail.
That's
kind
exactly
of thing.
what it looks like. Yeah.
You know what he needs?
What?
Hank McCoy needs gripping feet. Like, just
you can with the hinge, you could kind of get it.
No, I mean, he doesn't actually need that, but that would be really cool
as a soft piece. Yeah.
Yeah, if in fact the AWOC birds truly come with the gripping feet that we were talking about, I think they might be some of the first to do that. And I think that'd be cool.
I agree with you. That would be an awesome accessory to have, because then you could have him hanging upside down, like he does, reading his book or something. Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird because there's always pipes around for him to grab for some reason. But yeah, it was just like, yeah. Anyways, moving on. So I just think it's kind of cool that Marvel Legends exists. It's not something that I collect, but I admire it so much. And sometimes I trip out on like people getting so angry and saying things like, "Who asked for this? No one wanted this." And it's like, no, dude, I know for a fact, especially the comic stuff. Like I see a lot of people like, "Who the hell is this character?" And I know my brother Ted is at home going, "Holy crap, they made this character. I can't believe it. I love it."
Yeah.
Because it's like this thing from, and so I find it fascinating the way they're able to, or I don't know if they're able to. I don't know what sales are like for all these. I often wonder if it's like, oh, these figures sell really well, but we have to do this. Like, I don't know. And I will say, you know how you're talking about getting out of toy collecting? Like kind of jokingly and stuff.
Yeah.
I know a lot of, well, yeah, I know a lot of Star Wars collectors and Masters of the Universe collectors and X-Men or Marvel Legends collectors who are like, I have so many, like, I don't know that they're going to give me anything more that I want. Like I hear a lot of people saying, no, I'm good. I've got all the ones I want. Or like, if they stop making comic stuff, then I'm less interested. And there's like kind of this like natural, weirdly phasing out thing. So I always wonder how they're able to manage that. How are they able to kind of like balance that? So,
but yeah, they do a great job of like feeding everybody. Because I agree, like the whole kind of point of all looking at those Marvel Legends is that they're feeding all communities. So good on Hasbro for doing that.
All right, let's check in with the chat. Let's see if anybody was mad at my X-Men comments. This is my brother Ted. Travis, for the record, that's my brother. When I was a kid in the 70s, I thought that Doc Samson was some kind of Hulk Jesus. No joke. Yeah, I mean, he's totally Jesus coded. There's a couple of Jesus-y looking figures. Yeah, a lot of garter belt Doom. He did have that. Even back in the day, he had that little techie garter belt on his leg. He was early predecessor. Anyways, whatever. Not a big Marvel guy, says Toys and Tits. I just think it has a good look. Ooh, that's interesting. I love that. Because I always wondered like how figures kind of hit people. Toy Biz era, maybe? What was the Toy Biz? Toy Biz. Oh, you were thinking of the Secret Wars, and that definitely wasn't Toy Biz. That was like old school, way back in there. I'm more than 95% sure that it's Mattel. And Josh can check his AI connection to the internet. I got see this right here. I got enough Doctor Doom figures. Pass. I'm
agree.
feeling that.
I agree.
Yeah, like that's
agree.
what I mean. Like at a certain point, do you? Yeah, when does that? When you hit that mark where people are kind of oversaturated? Spoiler alert: that's where I'm at with Masters of the Universe. As awesome as this sort of new explosion of Masters of the Universe characters and Mondos coming out and Chronicles and all that, I was doing Masterverse, and I'm like looking at the prospect of buying the same characters but a different buck, and I'm like,
yeah, that's exactly where I'm at too. Because like with Marvel Legends, I feel like that's why like I bought the Man-Wolf figure, because we never got a Man-Wolf. But then you get like the millionth Iron Man, the millionth Spider-Man. But I think it's different with Star Wars, because with Star Wars, since it's like, because comics, right, there's multiple runs and it's all the same characters in different storylines. But with Star Wars, it's one story. And they release so little figures. I feel like I don't feel that with Star Wars, because these new figures, of course you're getting the 100th Mando, but like you're also getting tons of new characters from the movie and the shows that we've never gotten once in our lives before. So I think Star Wars is in a better spot than Marvel, because I do feel oversaturated with Marvel for right now.
Oh, you got a big Black Series collection?
Yeah, dude. I think I have every single figure that they've ever released.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not gonna even SDC.
That's impressive.
Even every single one.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Respect. All right.
That's my favorite line. Star Wars is my number one love. Yeah.
Do you think we'll get a Rod of the Hutt? I'm seriously asking.
I hope.
Would they ever do something like that?
No, they've never done a Rod of the Hutt. But I hope.
No, I don't mean not Rada, but would they like for this like a different body where like that's unique tooling? I don't know that.
They could. I don't know. That would be cool, because we got in Jabba, right? But
you've gotten Jabba, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyway, he was my favorite character in the movie, by the way. I just thought he actually had an arc. The Doom and Groom wedding, that thing would be weird if you caught it, because it was like a piece of tech. It was Monica Rambeau. He likes green on him. Hey, what's up, Video Power Gaming? Good to see you. Smooth Beast. Hey, this is a name I'm not familiar with. Good to see you. Geometry Dashing for you. All right. All right.
Oh, he meant to say rest, and he meant to say R.A.P. Oliver Tree, because Oliver Tree passed away today.
I don't know who that is. Who's that?
He's like a singer. He did the really good song that's like, and I never wanna miss you, and I never wanna hear you again.
I don't know, but
it's a banger. Go look it up after this. It's a good song. But he
I love that you're in a helicopter crash, stream. Really?
Yeah, sadly in Brazil. Yeah.
Oh damn.
So R.I.P. Oliver Tree. It was kind of like he was almost just like a troll guy. He like made kind of like EDM like party kind of. I don't know how to describe his music. He was just like a little troll guy. Made like YouTube videos. He had like a fridge full of Gushers and Capri Suns. He was a good guy.
See, like this is why I have young people on here to teach me things. I'm just kidding. No, for real though. Rest in peace. It's a trip when people lose like folks that they look up to or they follow and stuff. You got to be respectful. Anyways, I remember I'm flashing back to when Aaliyah died. Man, I remember someone got triggered real bad. But anyways, moving on. That was a long time ago. He got the Mondo Beast in this weekend. He's showing off. He's like, you think this beast is big? Wait till you see the Mondo one. The Mondo Beast is not. I was looking at the sculpts and kind of comparing, and they're all like, of course, they're both pulling from the same source material, and they're actually pretty close. Mm-hmm. Beast is it's because you're. Oh wait, he's already covered it. Yes. What's up, Quip? That's exactly why. And yes, these do capture the X-Men 97 quite nicely. Loves their packaging design. See, yeah, we're with me on the grabbing feet. And Toys and Tits definitely wants his Beast, more of an X-Men fan for sure. That's me too. And let's go ahead and keep moving on. And sorry to skip some of the comments, but yeah, I'll highlight this one because yeah. Oh yeah, I could see that happening. Do you do vintage collection too?
Some like if I find them on sale, but like it's not like one that like collect avidly. Like if I find them on sale, I buy them, but that's about it.
Okay.
6 inches superior, more detail.
Yep. Fair enough. But as far as Star Wars goes, I just want to read this last one before we move on. What's up, Quip? I'm holding out for the TVC, the Vintage Collection Skeleton Crew, and Captain EO.
Oh, dude, I'd love a Captain EO. Yes.
We are here to save the world. Yes. So yeah, that's because the little dude was in it. Was it Skeleton Crew, the little fuzzy fairy thing?
Yeah,
I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah, the little fuzzy
That's
guy.
canon.
Yeah. Furry guy, yeah.
Man, now's the time. The Michael brand is hot. Okay. Marvel Legends, moving on, since the whole collecting brothers, I have a collecting brother, and my collecting brother is Ted, and I just wanted to show how old he is. So this is his collection. By the way, I am on the Brick Something Discord. I would love for everybody here to join us. I think I'm going to put up, no, I'm not going to put up this link because it's old, but information about that in the description, but you should join. I'll post it again in the community page, because if you're in the Discord, come hang out, do all the links. It becomes often a source for stuff that I want to talk about on the show, but it's also just a great way to talk about toys and hang out. That said, I posted these there just so I could have a place, because they're not online anywhere. But dude, check out this collection. I love this collection, and you can tell from the background. See, kids back in the day, there were these things called comic books, and they used to print them on paper. So he kind of did this little display where he's got all these different key comic book issue covers in the background. But, you've got your teams here. You've got a little bit of Strife and the Mutant Massacre / oh my God, I'm forgetting what they were called. But there's that story arc era. You've got Arcade, not Mojo, sorry. Mojo kind of in this world, that sort of like Australian outback kind of stuff going on. But you can see that he skews definitely old, a little bit more old comics, right? Like Longshot, Dazzler. This was the stuff that I was collecting. But he's got
Astonishing X-Men, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Astonishing probably is like some of the newest stuff that I think he would go for, as far as like in the era of
more modern for sure, yeah.
Yeah. But like, yeah, all of this stuff, I think I'm just sharing this because every time I go there, I stare at this stuff and it instantly takes me back. Like this is, the Massacre. This was like, I looked through this and it's like looking at that Marvel Universe sort of handbook thing, encyclopedia, if you will. This stuff is even newer, and I know he got I know he was collecting, New Mutants, which then became X-Force. I think this stuff is super silly, but it was definitely part of the history. Remember Boom Boom with her crazy Rob Liefeld hair.
Yeah.
He's got the multiple men, because that's how you have to do Jamie Madrox. You have to have the multiples. Get a little Excalibur. Like this is my shelf right here, except for me throwing shade at the New Mutants circa New Mutants 100 and X-Force. Like this is that 90s stuff that, man, I love this stuff. Excalibur, even Alpha Flight. Like recently when they did Box, and there's I forget who the other Alpha Flight was. People were like, who wants Alpha Flight? I was like, man, if I was collecting, I'd want Alpha Flight.
Yeah, it's cool, especially like because you form teams and you get these awesome shelves. Like, because I think once people have a team and can put a display on a shelf, it just looks awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, there's all this stuff. He's got this. I love this one, man. I'm a sucker for uniforms, and the fact that like he's done it in a way where they can match, right? Different heads. And even, Marvel Legends, again, they did that thing where that multiple pack, and you can do all the different Shield folks from Shield, Dum Dum Dugan, all these guys, really cool. Anyway, I love this stuff. I love the old school comic stuff, and so, but I'm also like happy that there's the MCU stuff going on. That giant man with a shit-eating grin, all this stuff. There you go. Like throw a scorpion in there. No, there's that scorpion. Yeah, this is a little newer. That doesn't fit for me. See, this is how you do it, MCU. That's how Daredevil's nose is supposed to be. He needs his nose open.
Exposing it, yeah. No, but seeing this, it's hard for me. Like I want to pull away from collecting Marvel Legends and collecting, but once I see something like this, like people's collections, I'm like, man, it just calls to me. I can't see this. I'm an addict. I can't see it.
Yeah, I need to see your Star Wars. Like that would be amazing to sort of just see like Star Wars in a display like this, and especially since Star Wars has a massively like a big spread like Marvel.
Yeah, when I did it, it got too big. Now I had to put some away, but I did it like in chronological order. So like of like the movie. So like it started all the episode 1 figures, then 2, 3,
Beautiful. 4. Beautiful. Like this, man. Look at that. That's old school Wolverine right there.
Yeah, the Hulk versus Wolverine, yeah.
Anyway, folks, yeah, check out the here. I'll put this here. Show that there's a Discord link that's current. You should go there, and I should copy this and put it in the thing. So I will. All right, let's move on. We'll move a little quicker on these. That was like the Marvel Legends like corner of the news. I don't think I'll ever actually have that same like level of Marvel Legends talk on this channel. So thank you, Josh, for indulging me. Thank you to your programmers for allowing that to happen. Let's talk. Are you familiar with these? Have you seen these? Okay. Combatants Fight for Glory. Do you have any or?
I don't have any of these, but I have figures. Well, actually, technically, I do. I have like the bull guy. I think he counts, right? Yeah. Because
the bigger the Minotaur.
Yeah, he's like the big black Minotaur. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from this line, and so these are the people from them. This is actually a 2.0 figure of a character. It's the only one that they did sort of a second take on, and then they created other characters, other women warrior characters. I'm not sure why. Like they decided to redo this, especially since their faces are different and stuff. But she looks great. And then it's on the new 2.0 body, which is like has some slight improvements, easier to change the parts out, the feet remove easily, etc. But I bring this up just because as far as like news goes, one, I'm excited for these. I have her on pre-order, but also they're shipping. So 5K announced that like their order's coming from China and it's on its way. And then there's been some great posts sort of showing this stuff. So here's that post from 5K sort of showing that there's a Wonderfest exclusive. This is, anyways, yes, you can undress them. But there's a Wonderfest exclusive version of her, and they were kind of announcing that it's coming. Look at that. Look at those poses.
Dude, the posing, honestly, has sold me. Like whoever's posing those figures, give them a raise, because just with that alone, it's like makes you want to buy it.
Agreed. Like it looks so good, and you couldn't quite do that with the 1.0 figures. So they definitely have been improving. I love to see that, because you would think, like we were talking about that Marvel Legends, they're like, okay, we've already got a great women body. Let's just reuse that. But this is like this indie company. I was like, no, we can improve the way the women move. Let's retool some of this stuff. That's wild to me, because they don't have Hasbro deep pockets.
Yeah.
Here's a Keyline 07, one of my favorite accounts. But there's the face, pretty clean. I will say, we were talking earlier about like wanting alternate heads. I forget who was saying that in the chat, but these have these real stoic face. I did a post on the Discord where it's like the old, like, you remember the old Calvin Klein ads where they're like all stoic and like, yeah, I think they called them heroin chic back in the day. But all of these, like, I wish, like, you know, she's gonna get in like these angry poses and ready to fight you, but she's gonna look just like that. You know, it's like it's almost like, are you bored as you're kicking my ass? Like, so that's the one thing I will ask Xesray. I would love for Xesray to do alternate faces, but I think it's a beautiful face. The paint looks great. They also do a cool thing where like the hair comes off for a lot of the women characters, so that you can do like a underneath is not bald. There's like actually slicked version of her hair, at least for the 1.0. Anyway, there's the original. So again, it's not like they stuck to the same character, but they decided, or face, but they decided to say this was the same person.
Yeah, but the face sculpt, wow, they've improved a lot. Even like the articulation's improved, but the head sculpt for sure, and the paint apps on there. Like this one's like you could it's just like dead. This one's more lifelike, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's a little bit more lifelike.
Yeah.
I could see her. I want to see her like, I want to see her like whatever, like angry or not angry. I was resisting trying to say that she should smile because I thought that would be inappropriate. But here she is. I love all this like extra stuff going on too. Like I love that harness there, and all of that is removable if you're a weirdo, but also like if you like to pop and swap stuff. So anyway, I'm excited for this. As Rick has pointed out, like a lot of the pre-orders are sold out these days. I think there's some adjustment that companies are doing, so they're not making as much. But I also think that, I think that I think people are adjusting also to the reality of like where the economy's at. I think some of these companies are maybe not making as much available. Like the retailers aren't committing to selling so many. So anyway, just wanted to share these. Anything you need to see or say about Berenice? Oops, that's not working. That's not working.
No, but dang it. So I can't, these are all sold out. You can't get this anywhere.
Yeah, I think you have to hunt a little bit and figure out like who's a retailer that has her, because this one has been sold out, so it's not on 5K. Let me show you some of the other ones. And then I will say, guys, like, let me ask you this. So you know all those like Joe Classified figures where you can take off all their clothes? Like, no. Or actually, they're probably more appropriate. All the well, never mind. I take it back. I was just going to say it's weird that like all these women characters, these figures, you can totally take off all their clothes. And I was going to point out a double standard. But then I realized Medi makes it so that you can take their trolls and their ogres and take everything off too.
Yeah.
So progress?
Triple standard. Only the mutants and the women allowed.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe the creatures, they make them naked. Anyways, I think she looks cool. Let's move on. I don't know why that's not available, but let's, we already saw this. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, you know what? Before we had all those Xesray figures, there was this one. This is the girl right here, Tila. I was like, oh, how am I going to talk about Xesray and not bring up this Tila 2000X figure by Mondo? Because I think she looks great. Like, you're talking about the face sculpts. I don't know what it is and what Mondo's sort of special sauce is, but they nail these. Their women characters in particular are so good. Like that Shira 1/6, I was like blown away. Their Tila 1/6, and I figured, okay, it's 1/6. That's why they're so good. And then they're doing stuff like this in the 112-ish. It's kind of like 112, 110. And I think she looks great.
Yeah, the colors, I feel like the right amount of detail. They're not overdoing the detail, but they're kind of making it more modern. And like you mentioned, the face sculpt, it's like a comic still, I feel like.
Yep. And so, hey, John, he's saying, why you got to be a weirdo to remove the armor, man? Never catch a break. I take it off. And so, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're not a weirdo. You're great. So this stuff I think looks great. And what do you think about the Orko?
Yeah, it looks, I mean, nothing to complain about. I feel like they didn't take any like creative liberties for it, but it's not a bad thing because it just looks exactly how he looks from my memory, at least.
That's the thing. Mondo usually does like do a little bit of something, but you're right. They stayed pretty true.
And maybe it's just the eyes, like the eyes or something, but yeah. Because
this is the 2000X version too. So it is a little bit different from Filmation for sure, but the eyes were the same and were like fun and goofy. Yeah, I think she looks great on all her alternate heads. See, this is what I mean. Like, I want my Xesrays to be able to look serious like this, but then also to have a little bit of life here. Again, not saying that they should just smile, but
that's what he's saying.
Okay. And then this, she looks like she's gonna kick your ass and she's pissed off, and that's cool. Versus, like, you imagine like you're in this pose and you're about to strike and you just got that sort of stoic face like all the time. It just doesn't feel real. Look at that interaction looks really cool. Like, that looks like a genuine, like, she's smiling, and you can do that if you have these multiple things. Same here. Do you do much Motu? Not really.
Not really, no. But
Yeah.
I'm excited about that new movie though. The movie looks good.
You haven't seen it?
Not yet, not yet. Was
Oh,
it good or not
when
good?
you see it, I'm just curious. Let me know if you like it or not. Because
Okay.
yeah, if you're wondering, I definitely enjoyed it.
Okay.
But I'm curious what sort of folks who are like just kind of a little bit into it or adjacent,
Mhm.
like what they think of it. Because I'm hoping my two kids are into it. I've tried to show them other He-Man stuff. They enjoyed Revelation Revolution and the
Yeah.
DreamWorks She-Ra. But I tried to show them like Filmation. They were just like laughing so hard they couldn't take it seriously. I even tried to show them 2000X. They weren't into it. So they watched the movie, and this is a 13 and 15-year-old, gonna be 13. They really liked it.
Nice.
And I think
Yeah.
that's who they have to get, right?
Right. That's the objective of the movie. Yeah. I want to go with my
Yeah.
dad because my dad's a big He-Man guy. So for sure.
Wow, you just quickly made me feel that much.
Well, no, but also I will say this: he was like in Peru, and Peru gets everything like
Yes.
late. They get everything
Yeah.
late. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. But it's also huge in Latin America. Like
Yeah.
He-Man is gigantic, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's like that in Dragon Ball. Yep.
This thing goes up in 2 days, I believe, on the 16th. Josh Brown, if you're there, please correct me, but I'm pretty sure Rick Jones is wondering and thinking that she has that look. Do you think so? Maybe wondering if there was like a trawling fart in there. But yeah, check it out. 125. It is for 2 figures. What do you think of that price?
That's a really good price, I think.
Yeah.
You're getting that amazing base. You're getting like 1 1/4 figure. $125 is completely fair. And like you mentioned, for me, the biggest value, more than hands and more than accessories, is head sculpts. So you're getting 3 head sculpts. I think that's like worth a bit of money. Which I maybe with the Xesray, I feel like they should maybe sacrifice a few sets of hands, maybe a weapon here to add just 1 more head sculpt. I think would make a big difference.
You're speaking my language, because that's where like, again, I'm not doing photography where I want all these different options, but like
Yeah.
I could easily ditch hands.
And even weapons, because like if
Or-
you're a collector, think about how many weapons that you have that you can fudge on different figures, like different swords,
true.
axes, shields. Like, just give me like 1 or 2 weapons max. I don't need like a plethora of armament.
Yeah, you should start a toy line, man. I think it's really
That's the
smart.
dream. That's the dream.
Yeah, you're thinking around some of this. I was like, okay, no, that's really good. It's good. I'm beginning now to believe that you are in fact a real person, and
You're beginning
you-
to believe.
at the very beginning, dude, when you didn't show up, I was like, okay, prove it. You've proven it. All right, let's digress a little bit. Have you seen this blue lion before?
No, but it looks interesting. What the heck is this?
This is the N.E.W. blue lion. So you probably have seen him before, but he was dressed like he was an Investiture of the Gods or Journey to the West, and was just like swords and Chinese armor, etc. This is Fishy Mist. They do soft goods, accessories, custom stuff, as well as like sell figures. This whole outfit is like custom for this figure. So
Okay. I think I actually have seen this figure.
I was
Yes.
gonna say, I know you have, and I'm gonna see if I can quickly find it here. Gun, damn it! So this was what he looked like before,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
Beautiful, such a great figure. Like I'm hearing from a lot of folks, this is a great figure. I got the Fury Toys one, but I've seen this one and looks fantastic. Pop everything off and not be weird. You're right, John. And you can make him look like a mafia, like, you know, a made man kind of thing.
Yeah.
But look at the tailoring on these things. So what they do is they will often look for figures that are out there that they probably assume a lot of people will get and like, especially those who like buy soft goods. So like kind of higher end figures where like collectors love that stuff, and they'll specifically make outfits for it. So that was this, and I just think it looked really cool. The tailoring on it is ridiculous. It's like better than the clothes I wear. Look at that. Get out of here.
Yeah, it just works. And the fact that you can fit the little cigar in his mouth too.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. Look at that. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, this thing is available, and you can get, you know, the whole 9 here. And I want to say you get it at Fishy Mist, which is like, they are a real site. Sometimes it goes down, so I want to acknowledge that, and I can't get it to go up right now. Well, but fishymist.com will take you there. I have a direct link to it, but it's not working. So I just think it's pretty cool. I'm into that kind of stuff. I don't know that I would necessarily get a suit, like a 3-piece suit like this, but I have paid for Kylab soft goods that are like way too much money, like sometimes more than the figures themselves. But okay. Do you do the whole like Chinese stuff, like the Sun Wukong stuff? You have anything like that? Is it?
Yeah, I do. Like I have the 1/12 all the Sun Wukong figures so far from N.E.W.S. I
Ooh,
have some
you
of the
got
Xesray
that.
stuff,
Okay.
and then I have like I do like this aesthetic where it's like kind of like animal humanoid figures with the armament, right? Yeah, it's cool stuff.
So you have the in art. Is that because those are Black Myth Wukong, the video game?
Correct.
Are you familiar with the game?
No, I never played the game. They just look like sick figures.
Wow.
I think is it only on PlayStation? I don't know, but I actually, believe it or not, I have not played video games at all for like a year.
Oh, I'm not a video gamer. I watch video games. Like I've watched that entire parts of the walkthrough. I fast forward through some of the boring parts for the story and stuff. So that's how I do video games these days. And it's a cool game, especially if you know like the story. I'm just like, wow, that is really cool that exists. It was one of the fastest selling games on the internet because it's something that obviously hits. Wukong is huge across Asia, not just China.
Right.
So this stuff is all from the same story, epic story, Journey of the West, so like this, etc. So you got Zhu Bajie, the Pigsy?
Yeah, I got Zhu Bajie, I got the Sun Wukong, and then I have the other one on pre-order. Like it's like an alternate version of Sun Wukong that's coming. I can't remember.
Okay, well, you know that I tend to talk a lot about indie toys, and I find it really exciting when folks show up with new things. And this is J.O.S.H doing their take on Pigsy. This is their Zhu Bajie, and I just think that head sculpt is killer. Like it's just a cool kind of angry wild boar take on Pigsy. Like the one that in art is really cool too. He looks tough, but he's like small and squat. So I think they hit a really unique one. Some of the old TV shows, she was like pink and kind of cutesy. This thing is really cool, and so I'm just excited by like new companies. Like I was like, okay, I want to see what else they can come out with. It looks like a sizable one. Oftentimes my figures have to be like taller because of legions, like and AWOC, they're bigger.
Yeah,
like closer to 110. So,
and that would probably be my biggest critique of the in-art Zhu Bajie, and it's not their fault because they're working with the source material, but it was definitely like a brick figure. Like the detail was there, the soft goods was there, but the articulation wasn't there because it was such a small canvas. So I think this will be a sick Zhu Bajie to get, and also too, you can make maybe like a custom Bebop if you're like a TMNT fan or something.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes, he's very like Bebop looking. I've got the Fury Toys Bebop coming, and he looks cool. But this thing I'm really intrigued by, the whole like soft goods deal. I was like, okay, that's cool. So folks, look out for J.O.S.H. The name of the line is Palm-Sized Myth. So and J.O.S.H. Anyway, I think he's cool looking. Definitely different take on it. Those in arts though, like are fantastic. All of those, like they do such a great job with sculpting and painting, and I have cautioned myself away from them because they're not cheap either. Okay, let's talk horses. I know you got legions. Would you get a Pegasus for? Oh no, I don't know. This is wrong. It's not a Pegasus. Someone's gonna correct me. But it's a winged Pegasus. There's a name for it. But do you have any like horses? You do Mythic Legions, right?
Yeah. I have
you're all about Mythic Legions. I love when a new wave comes out and you're like, and you're breaking it down and stuff.
Dude, yeah, it's my that and Black Series is my favorite. So yeah, I have every Mythic Legion since like Aerithir moving forward.
So you got all the horses too.
Yeah, all the horses. Yep, all the skeleton horses, all the little centaurs. Yep. So I'm definitely interested in this, and it's something I've even hoped like Mythic Legions would have done eventually, right? Because they've kind of given us like a unicorn type character where like one of the recent horses had like a horn to it.
Yep.
But the wings is awesome.
Horse.
So I'm definitely into like something with the wings here. Now the only thing I wonder though, I don't know. You tell me, Brick. How do you feel about like the hair? Because I like the initiative to like have kind of soft good hair, but it just looks so cottony that it's gonna get stuck on things, rip off things. Like it's just gonna be a mess, I think.
See our opening with this figure? Yeah, it's got this stuff, and it's not my favorite. Like I've got like stray hairs like here, and luckily for this thing, right? He's like a wild Oni, so he's supposed to look wild, and it's all supposed to be matted and whatever.
Yeah.
With this horse, I would think that with like a unicorn horn and everything, you'd probably want it all groomed and nice.
Right.
And if you did, I feel like it would never, like it would just always look wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it totally wrong. Here it is. John L knows what's up. Alicorn is what it's called.
Yeah, they should either went with sculpted or like even done how like hair on Barbies are. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like nice and straight, because then it could kind of match it if they wanted to do soft good hair. But yeah, this hair is not going to be good.
They've done it, like I know. So they have it come in on this like I don't know why they chose this for this undead sort of horse from World of Warcraft, but then like you said, it's kind of like a little bit more.
Actually, I think it looks like the same hair, like the same the same material. I just think one is brushed really tightly down and the other one's not. It looks like the same material almost.
See, I don't know if I want to spend too much time brushing my toys. Because I just mainly because I don't think I will be constantly dissatisfied at like the look. Soft goods, I can I can work with soft goods. It's pretty straightforward, but all those little strands and stuff, I just feel like I get frustrated if like something's all like, you know, kind of sticking out, and I don't know. I was like, they designed it a particular way, and it would just be weird to me to be like, I can't get it to look good.
Yeah,
that's my take.
But overall, it looks like a cool alicorn, as we now learned.
Yes.
Wings look proportional. Horn looks good. So is this 1/12? Awesome.
What do you think of the movement of the wings?
So we're getting like a hinge at that joint right there, and that's about it. And then like the hinge right where it connects to the body. I think it's good enough, because like I feel like if you broke it up too much, then it would kind of succumb to its weight for the most part, I think. So I think having maybe 2 breaks is good enough.
And is it 3 parts? Like maybe 1, 2. Let me see. Actually, maybe not. Maybe
I don't
right.
think
Maybe
so.
2.
I think it's just sculpt, maybe.
Here, but take a look at this, because there's some of these curved, like right here. I'm wondering how that is. Maybe it's this whole thing like
curved,
like Scorpion's tail. What do you call it with like the wire
bendy,
in it?
Bendy.
Yeah, like bendy.
If we look underneath, there has to be like those little 2 holes. I don't think.
Yeah, and I don't see the holes over here anywhere here. Maybe not, but it's got that ability to kind of curve in that I really love. So because it looks like it's fully extended.
That one doesn't look like it's curved there either. Yeah, something's going on. You're right. Because that one looks like it's almost curving up.
So I'm really curious to see how that works, because it's not something that here you go. It's not something that I've seen.
Oh, because it's a ball joint.
Look at that. It's a ball disc.
No. I'm talking about the other one. Look at the.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So there's a disc line right here.
Because that one's a double ball. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a ball with 2 connection points. Because this one's just like
one here and one here.
One there, yeah. So that's other.
Which is great. So it'll go back, and then you can turn it so that you can get different movement. That's cool. It's like an ankle joint, like an import ankle joint.
Something I wonder though is like you can see that the joint is smooth and there's not ratcheting. I wonder if if the weight is gonna be able to hold it, like because it just seems like if I put that up, I don't know if it's gonna be able to hold, especially how small the joint is with no ratchet dents. You
know what I've learned is that there is possible to do the ratchets on the inside where the 2 hit, or so who knows? We'll see. But you're right though.
No, that'd be clean if they did that, yeah.
Because Medi has some of that sometimes. There's for their bigger figures. Anyway, cool time to collect toys. Let's end with something a little bit more familiar. Gojira, Godzilla. I've seen you talk about them. Kaiju on your channel. Could Super 7, could this be the line that sort of like keeps Super 7 afloat? Because
it looks awesome, and I'll be honest, I'm one of Super 7's biggest critics.
I know.
I have a couple.
This is a trap. No,
sorry, I'm sick, but because I just feel like they overcharge for what they're giving, because they have like
they do
packaging, and it's like whatever, they're just nostalgia baiting you.
Yeah, no argument there.
But
at all.
This Godzilla, man, the paint apps on it, the sculpt on it, and with Godzilla, I don't care about articulation. Like I only care that he can move his little T-Rex arm up and down and his head up and down, and that's really it. Maybe like a hinge
mouth.
Mouth. I'll take a mouth. Yeah. So I think that's what's gonna help him a lot with this. Is I don't expect good articulation, as Super 7 never gives us. So like this figure looks absolutely phenomenal, and look at the tail, all segmented beautifully.
Yep. Yeah, it is really nice.
Holy crap! This is an amazing figure, I will say. I'm interested.
Yeah,
in
I mean, as in renders, right? But it does look
Yeah.
really good as design. I agree with you. Like that's why this caught my eye too. Like this whole marketing piece right here, and granted, it is just that marketing, and so it's a render, and it's well, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to assume it is, but the lighting's done really well, regardless.
Mhm.
I think it looks really cool, and it's also a Godzilla that is. When I think Godzilla, I'm still very much stuck in the 60s, 70s. Like there's a look to Godzilla, and -1, the like later parts definitely look like, but there's something about this that reads very like it could just be like a cool generic creature. And I say that
Mhm.
because if I'm gonna get a Godzilla, it can't be the same size as my figures. There's something that just feels wrong in my brain about that because Godzilla is larger than life. But
Yeah.
I think this thing looks kind of cool. When I look at that, it's like 6.7 inches. I could see this thing kind of going up against some of, this ninja orc or samurai orc or something.
Yeah, well, what's cool is like you can have it go up if you have maybe like your Ultraman figures or you have like
Mhm.
your
Oh, that too, for
Gundam
sure.
thing
For
or your
sure.
Evas, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think this thing is kind of cool, and I'm intrigued, and this might be one of them that I get. There's a couple in the kaiju line. Like I think it's been mostly well received. I haven't heard too much from that sort of circle of kaiju collecting folks that have like it's just a different brand of folks versus say G.I. Joe or they had Super 7 had G.I. Joe or even Thundercats. Like sometimes the Silverhawk stuff, there's like a level of critique that's very different. Whereas I think kaiju folks are I don't know, they're just a little different. They're built different.
They
They
are.
have access to different things too.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah, you
different
get it.
community for sure.
It's a completely different community.
Yeah.
And then let's go ahead and end with something a little bit more classic. There are these. And so, again, Godzilla is one of those properties like Marvel Legends that has existed forever, and it's got to hit a bunch of different communities. But again, I think it's a very different community who's like, oh, crap, you're giving me these stuff from the 70s and the 50s. And you're doing the whole Super 7 thing where you're giving me these deep cut accessories and stuff that I think might work. But so the other one, you're like, oh, that looks dope. Are these like clowny to you, or what do you think? I think I've heard you talk about them, so I want to.
No, these are cool, but and especially I like the metal. I don't know if they're doing like I don't know that metal effect. I'm not sure. It's not vac metal, but it just looks really clean.
It's probably
the way
paint.
it's reflecting. Yeah, it's just really good metal paint on there. No, I enjoy these, and I feel like it's the perfect kind of license for Super 7. As I mentioned before,
Yeah.
With you don't need articulation on it. It's just about the sculpt and the paint apps.
Yeah.
And then the accessories, like you talked about, they do a great job. Kind of like with NECA, they just get these really nice, thoughtful accessories with them.
Yep. And if you are a kaiju collector or a Godzilla collector in particular, if you've ever hunted for Godzilla toys, you know that it's never cheap. So I think that's the other difference. If you're Super 7, you've got the license and you're selling $55 to $85 because these are a little bit more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
A kaiju Godzilla collector who's getting stuff from Japan or whatever is like, yeah, okay, cool. And these are even bigger than the ones I get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. This is the perfect license for them. Yeah.
Yep. Versus, oh, G.I. Joe classified. Like G.I. Joe, what? Why $55 for this thing where I can go to Target and get one for $25? Right? There's a sticker shock that hits in a very different way. But all of this stuff, like this is Super 7's jam. They can go real deep with stuff that like Toho and their licensors, Bandai, like Haya, may not do, like this weird, goofy, fun, like classic thing with a train in its mouth, or this lightning, thing coming out here. That's all really, really cool.
They got to make Godzuki next.
Yes. There have been some other ones recently. We can talk later, but there have been some other stuff revealed recently that were a little weird. Anyways, whatever. That's Godzilla stuff separate, not Super 7. Cool. Like, yeah, that was neat to hear you talk about Super 7. I appreciate you, man. You're like Jesse talks often about like Jurassic Jesse from Collection X. It's like, yeah, I love Josh's hot takes, but they're all like super grounded takes. Like they're really well thought through. Like,
Thank you.
And so you are real. The last thing I want to ask you to do is like reach under your chin and do this.
Like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Those meddling kids.
That was my second theory, was that if you weren't a bot, an AI, then you're actually John in makeup or a mask.
Yeah, and he just films
But-
it twice. He films it twice
Yes.
himself. Yeah.
Yes. Folks, these guys are awesome. I got to talk with John on Wednesday and Josh today. I'll attest, like for now, about 95% convinced. The real test is if we get to see each other in real life.
Yeah.
But
One
for
day at a
now,
convention or something. Yeah.
yes, for now, I'm more on the side that Josh is
Good.
in fact a real person. Although you kind of almost let yourself, you kind of almost blew it earlier with that comment about not playing video games, and now John doesn't think you're a real. This other John doesn't think you're a real person because you don't play video games.
I'm gonna start again. But I've been out of the loop for sure.
Okay. Hey man, thanks for hanging out today. I know you're not feeling well, but I hope you had a nice little break and got to talk some toys and got a little energy. I hope that was good for you.
Yeah, it was great talking to you, Brick. Always fun time.
I was talking with John the other day, and I know you all don't usually do the live thing. That's not where you're at. He filled us in a little bit, but what's something that you know is coming up on the channel, or things that you want people to know about that's coming up? I figured this part would be funny.
Huh?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I just am in a better spot now because, like, I finally, well, summer break, of course, but I finally like finished school, you know. So now I'm gonna have like a lot more time to hopefully do more reviews, things like that. So hopefully more reviews on the channel and more kind of like small reviews, like the shorts where you just kind of show off the figure really quickly. So hopefully that. And as always, we're gonna be covering like the Kickstarters, any new Kickstarters that come out, and every kind of Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions wave. So hopefully we get a Cosmic wave soon because it's been a minute.
Yeah. And then the last thing I will ask. So sometimes I watch the Saturday show all the time. That's how I start my Saturdays. Usually it's like Robo, and then you're right after. It's perfectly timed.
Nice.
And John admitted that was by design. But oftentimes you're not there, and it's a little image that says technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So I want to hear from you. You clear what happens on those days? What are you doing?
Oh my god, dude. Okay, so let me explain to you. So either I would be sleeping at that time because this last month I was like trying to finish my master's program to get my teaching license.
Oh, you're doing okay, got
but
it.
I finished now.
Everything just clicked.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like working full time, going to school full time. So it was just like a lot on my plate. And the thing was, since it was like the final weeks of school, like the way my school worked, I go to like WGU, so like they charge you like by 6 month term. So if I didn't finish everything by the end of May last month, then I would be charged a whole 6 months. Even if I only had like one assignment left, I'd be charged for 6 months, which would be like $8,000. And so I was just like grinding. But now I finally finished my master's degree, got my teaching license, all good. So that's what I'm saying. Thank you. Yeah. So the channel should be in a better spot from now on because like I'm gonna be kind of more involved because like for the past like year and a half I've been doing it. And I've just kind of been like not doing any reviews, just not having time to do shorts, just kind of only doing the bare minimum, kind of just showing up on, well, even this past month, not even showing up to the freaking episode. So, but yeah, now I plan not to be missing and hopefully more content coming out because finally got that off my chest.
Awesome, man. I didn't realize that. So now I feel bad. I feel
no, you're good. No, it's just
that makes congratulations though. That's awesome. Yeah. If you don't know, folks, like, yes, if you're teaching, in order to get your teaching credential, you've got to go to school. It's a grad. It's a grad program, and sometimes folks find a way to teach while depends on what your district or your school. If it's like a charter, they have different requirements. So sometimes you can do it, like work on an emergency credential. And I will say, your first year teaching, your second year teaching, hell, your third year teaching, you're doing so much, you're figuring things out. So when I see folks like yourself who are both teaching and then doing school at night.
Yeah, it was hard. But it's over.
That's a lot. Yeah, well done, man. Congratulations. And so, who cares? We'll see that little technical difficulties. Like
Hopefully not anymore.
Yeah, no, that's no big deal. So that's awesome. Cool. So look out for the Collecting Brothers channel. And then I actually want to remind folks of the Discord, if you want to like continue the conversation, there's stuff that we were looking at today. We can talk about it there. And then that QR code that's next to Josh's face, that'll take you to the document where I can save all the links. So everything we looked at, you can go there, say hello to the creators, follow the folks, etc., and thank them for their coverage and stuff, so that I can talk about ephemeral. All right, man. Well, congratulations to you on summer break. I feel fantastic not having to go to school tomorrow. But are you finishing up any other classes? Or you're completely done now?
Completely done now. Yeah, completely done now.
Oh man, that's got to feel good.
I know. It's gonna be like, this is like the final, because even last summer I was like still grinding classes. And so this is like the true summer where it's like there's no classes, there's no job, it's just chilling.
Yo, that's great.
Summer.
Congratulations. Enjoy the summer, relax, and yeah. Josh is real. He's proven to me just with that knowledge right there. That's all real. You can't fake that. You can't have a program.
Yeah, a robot could power through.
And like, I'm tired from teaching all day, and then like, no, robots don't do that. He's the real deal. He's human. He's legit. So check them out Saturdays, especially. Please, their weekly reviews, awesome. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, we're just talking toys, just reviewing all the toys.
That's called weekly review
for the most part. Yeah.
The Collecting Brothers, check them out on YouTube. Go follow them on IG. I know John was here saying on Wednesday that's what he also really wants to work on. Like, he's happy where the YouTube channel's at, but folks, definitely go check out the Collecting Brothers, one word, over on Instagram. So I will be here again on probably Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific. The guest is still a little bit TBD, but look out for that. And then again, Sunday, 3:45 next week. Otherwise, I'm going to be enjoying my summer too, man. So congrats. Cool. It's a big summer for you. Thank you for hanging out today.
Yep.
And yeah. All right. Here's where I play music, and we'll say goodbye to everyone. Smile. Look, do that kind of thing. Play music. Josh is real. Adam was wrong.
No, I actually like that bit though. I love that bit. That's been going on for a little bit. It's a funny bit. Because I've definitely like